We define matter as anything that occupies space and has mass. Okay? Now, matter is divided into two. Let us look at first yung pure substance. Pure substance contains only one element or compound. Okay, one element or one compound. Okay, cannot be physically separated. So we cannot separate them by any physical means, filtering, okay, just like that. Okay, example of pure substance are gold, copper wire, sugar, salt, hydrogen gas, diamond. These are the basic example of a pure compound. So under pure substance is element. Okay? So element, let us define element. Element, any substance that cannot be decomposed into simpler substance by ordinary chemical process. To make it simpler, when we say element, it is one kind of atom. Okay? So when we say one kind of atom, basically, all elements under what you call the periodic table of elements is under element. So all of this is considered as pure substance, considered as element. Okay. But element is divided into three. Okay, we have the metal. Okay. Metal is an element that is readily form positive ions or simply known as cations. So it means they have positive charges and has metallic bonds. Okay. Sir, where can we find this element considered as metal? Okay. So these elements under our periodic table from here, aluminum, gallium, tin, bismuth. These are all, going left, are all examples of metal. We also have what you call liquid metal. Okay? For example, mercury. Liquid metal yan. Metal, but it is in a form of liquid. Okay. Next, we have metalloids. So, metalloids is intermediate between metal and non-metal. Means they act as metal and they can also act as non-metal. So, where can we find this, sir? Okay. Metalloids are this one. Okay. So, metalloids, there are 7 metalloids in our periodic table. Okay. What are those? Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. So there are 7 elements under metalloids. It is simply for you to identify metal from non-metal if you know where is the position of the metalloids. Another is the non-metal. Okay, non-metal is an element that is readily formed negative, this is negative guys, anions and has ionic bond. Okay, so where is it located? It is located here at the right of our metalloids. So, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus. Okay. Next, we have the compound. A compound are composed of 2 or more different elements that are chemically bound together, composed of atoms from more than one element held together. So, in a simpler way, if we combine elements, one or two or more elements, we can form carbon. Example, calcium carbonate. So we have here calcium, carbon, oxygen combined together to form compound. Okay. So the definition is the combination of 2 or more elements or atom. Okay. So 2, for example, carbon dioxide, combination of carbon and oxygen, 2. Next, carbon is divided into two. We have the organic. Okay, when we say organic, a compound that contains carbon. Okay, if we combine elements and it has carbon compound on it, it can be considered as organic compound. So we have here different example. Now let us identify here which is an organic and which is not organic. Okay. Basically, we have to identify whether this compound have carbon on it. Okay. So we have here calcium carbonate, we have calcium, carbon, oxygen. So it has carbon on it. This compound is known as organic. Next, carbon dioxide. So from the word itself, carbon, it is considered as organic. Copper sulfate. It has C. But C with a small letter on it, it means it is another element. This is copper. Okay? This is copper. So we have, this is not considered as organic. It is because it is copper, sulfur, and oxygen. Next, we have glucose, or simply known as simple sugar. C6H12O6. This C is known as carbon. So we can consider it as organic. Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is not an example of organic. Why? C here is followed by a small letter. This is not carbon. This is chlorine. Next is sodium bicarbonate, or simply known as baking soda. NaHCO3. Sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. So that's why it is considered as organic. Okay. Then sodium chloride, sodium chlorine, sodium hydroxide, sodium, oxygen, and hydrogen, H2O, hydrogen, and water, simply known as water. Hydrogen and oxygen. It does not have carbon on it. That's why it is not organic. Now, inorganic is the inverse of organic. It is a compound that does not contain or without carbon. Okay, let us go back to another example. So, calcium carbonate has carbon. It is not considered as inorganic, that is organic. Carbon dioxide, from the word carbon dioxide, organic. Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate do not contain carbon. So that's why it is considered as inorganic. Glucose, it has carbon on it. Okay, so it is considered as organic. Hydrochloric, hydrogen and chlorine does not have carbon, so inorganic. Sodium bicarbonate, it does have carbon, so it is considered as organic. Now, sodium chloride, sodium and chlorine does not have carbon, it is considered as inorganic. The same with NaOH, sodium hydroxide, and water. Okay, let us go now to mixture. Okay, when we say mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are not chemically combined. A mixture is a physical combination of two substances in which the identities are retained and are mixed in the form of solution, suspension, and colloids. Okay, we have two examples of mixture. Okay, these are the example of mixture. Okay, so these are basically found on our household. Cookies, chocolates, sandwich, pizza, toast, salad, soda, coffee, wines, steel, natural gas, vinegar, blood, brass, and air. Okay, we have two division of mixture. we have the homogeneous mixture. It is a mixture in which composition is uniform throughout the mixture. So, uniform, it means it has one phase. Okay, when you combine it as one phase, example of homogeneous mixture is coffee, okay, wine, air. Air is a mixture of different gases. Brass, okay, or metal, steel, natural gas, vinegar. Now, trivia. Blood is also a homogeneous mixture of different examples of blood. So, we have RBC, WBC, okay, but it is uniform. It has the same mixture or phase, one phase. When we say homogeneous mixture, it has one phase. Okay, next is under homogeneous we have solution. Okay, solution in chemistry, a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances in one phase. The term solution is commonly applied to liquid state. So when we say solution, basically it is for liquid. But solution of gases and solid are possible. Okay, there we also have a solution which is gas and solid. When it is gas, we call it as gaseous solution. When it is solid, solid solution. When it is liquid, aqueous solution. Okay, example of homogeneous solution. Okay, for example of gaseous solution, air. Air is a combination of different gases. Example of solid solution is brass or metal. This is a combination of two metals combined to form one metal which is known as brass. Okay, combination of iron. Okay, another is liquid solution is blood. Okay, blood is a combination of your red blood cell, white blood cell. Okay, so that is under solution. Next is what you call heterogeneous. Solution in chemistry, a heterogeneous mixture or two or more. So, two or more substance or two or more phases. Okay? Homogeneous, one phase. Heterogeneous, two or more phases. Simply, we can see the other particles that is being mixed. Example of heterogeneous mixture. For example, chocolate chips cookies. You will see the brownies, then yung chocolate. This one's a sandwich. We have here the bread. Okay, on pizza, we have the ham, the cheese. So basically, we can see its phases or the parts that is being mixed. Okay, for example, your mother is cooking adobo. You will see their onion. It is a mixture. You will see their onion and different ingredients. Okay. Under heterogeneous, we have the colloids. Colloids are mixture in which one substance are dispersed as relatively large particles or liquid droplets throughout the solid, liquid, or gaseous medium. The particles of colloid remains dispersed and do not settle due to gravity, and they are often electrically charged. Intermediate, so this is the basic definition. It is intermediate between solution and suspension. Okay, it is in between solution and suspension. So basically, an example of colloids are butter, gelatin, ice cream, marshmallow, paint, ruby. Okay. Gel, and these are example of colloids. Next, another heterogeneous mixture is suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture of finely distributed solid in a liquid. The solid is not dissolved in the liquid as it case with the mixture of salt and water. Example of suspension are marbles in water, muddy water, pebbles, and water, sand. Basically,